Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The first thing I heard was my own name, spoken softly, carefully, like it was something fragile that might shatter if said too loud. I was standing in the hallway outside our bedroom, my phone dead in my hand, listening to my wife talk to someone she thought wasn't there. I know, she whispered. I can't do this much longer. My chest tightened. For a second I thought she was talking about work. Or her sister. Or some problem I'd missed. I leaned closer, the carpet cold under my bare feet. Then she said his name. And in that moment something inside me collapsed so quietly I almost didn't notice it break. Before that night there were signs. Small ones. The kind you explain away because the alternative is too painful. She started taking calls outside. Not every time, just enough to feel intentional. Her phone, once left face up on the kitchen counter, was suddenly always flipped over. She smiled more at texts but less at me. When I asked how her day was, her answers felt rehearsed, like bullet points instead of stories. I told myself I was paranoid. That marriages go through phases. That stress changes people. Still, I noticed how she flinched when I touched her unexpectedly. How she started sleeping closer to the edge of the bed. How laughter disappeared from the room, replaced by a polite quiet that felt heavier than anger. The night it ended, I'd come home early because my meeting got canceled. I didn't text her. I wanted to surprise her. I even stopped by the bakery she loved, the one with the almond croissants she used to beg me to bring home. I set the bag down on the kitchen counter and heard her voice from the bedroom. Low. Intimate. Familiar in a way that suddenly didn't belong to me. I miss you, she said. I froze. I know we said we'd slow down, she continued. But every time I'm with him I feel like I'm lying. And when I'm with you I feel like I'm disappearing. I leaned against the wall, my heart pounding so loud I was sure she could hear it. Then came the sentence that ended everything. If he ever found out, I don't think I'd choose him. The room spun. My mouth tasted like metal. I remember gripping the doorframe, trying not to make a sound, trying not to throw up, trying to understand how the woman I built a life with could talk about me like an obstacle instead of a husband. I walked out without her noticing, left the croissants on the counter, sat in my car for nearly an hour staring at nothing. When I finally went back inside, she was in the kitchen, scrolling through her phone like the world was still intact. Hey, she said, smiling. You're home early. I watched her face, the ease, the normalcy, and felt something in me go cold. Who were you talking to? I asked. She didn't hesitate. That hurt more than if she had. My friend, Daniel. I nodded. Funny. He sounds a lot like someone who tells you he misses you. The color drained from her face. Silence stretched between us, thick and suffocating. You heard, she said finally. Yes, I replied. My voice surprised me. Calm. Empty. I heard enough. She sat down slowly like her legs had given out. She didn't cry at first. She explained. How it started as conversations. How she felt lonely. How she didn't mean for it to go this far. How she never planned to hurt me. I listened. Not because I wanted answers but because I needed to hear the truth without illusions. I was going to tell you, she said, tears finally spilling. I just didn't know how. I thought of every memory that now felt poisoned. Every smile that might have been shared with someone else in mind. Every night I blamed myself for her distance. You already did, I said quietly. You just didn't know I was listening. That was the turning point. Not the affair. Not the lies. The moment she admitted, without knowing I was there, that I was no longer her choice. I slept on the couch that night. In the morning I packed a bag. She begged me to stay. Promised to end it. To fix things. And maybe, in another version of myself I would have tried. But I couldn't unhear that conversation. I couldn't unknow that when she spoke freely without fear or guilt, she chose a life where I wasn't central anymore. Leaving wasn't dramatic. No slammed doors. Just quiet resolve. Some betrayals scream. This one whispered, and that made it worse. Now months later the pain still visits. But so does clarity. Love shouldn't require eavesdropping to find the truth. And sometimes the conversation you were never meant to hear is the one that finally sets you free.